The sights and sounds of the Roaring Twenties were on display once again at Oheka Castle in Huntington Tuesday, May 3rd, with the second annual Gold Coast Mansions Historic Long Island Gala. The group's founder, Nancy Milius, says the organization has really grown over the past year, and its goal is to promote the Great Gatsby-era mansions and historic sites across Long Island.
And we created for Long Island History Month our second event. Last year was a press event. This year we've invited some of the public to attend the event to learn about the Gold Coast Mansions and the initiative to create a whole alliance and to let people visit these estates that people don't know about. So it's really to create awareness, let them know that they're open to the public and that they do cool things besides just historic tours and things like that, so that they might remember these places as a child, but these places are, you know, they have cafes, they have concerts, so there's really wonderful things taking place, and it's really fun to do them with these gorgeous backdrops. You know, you can have photography taken there, and so they're really inspiring, and we really need to keep them alive for Long Island and for the history of America. We have about 400 or 500 people here today who are excited about meeting people that are from the mansions to learn about what they have to offer. There's such a wonderfully festive attitude here tonight, and you have people dressed in 1920s outfits, and you have these wonderful classic cars outside, and it's just a really wonderful party atmosphere that would have been reminiscent of what happened in the 1920s. And where better to do it than Oheka Castle to start your mansion hopping, and then go to the next mansion, go to the Vanderbilt tomorrow, and Old Westbury Gardens the next day, Cole Hall the next day. Sky's the limit.
One person who really supports the group is Suffolk County Legislator Vivian Valoria Fisher, who dressed the part for the occasion.
I love Nancy's idea of looking at the Gold Coast Mansions and beyond, because first and foremost, this is a tremendous tourist attraction. It would be great to see people traverse the mansions from the Gold Coast all the way out through Vanderbilt, Sagta Coast Manor, all the way out to Shelter Island where there's a manor house. And it's a way of promoting Long Island and really recognizing and celebrating our cultural heritage and, having fun. As you can tell, I like to have fun.
One of the mansions in the group is the Vanderbilt Museum and Planetarium in Centerport, Eagle's Nest, the former summer home of William K. Vanderbilt II. Stephanie Gress, Director of Curatorial Affairs at the Vanderbilt Mansion, says collectively promoting Long Island's historic treasures makes a lot of sense.
I'm very happy to be here representing the Vanderbilt Museum again for the second time. The Mansion Alliance for the North Shore Gold Coast has been wonderful. Nancy Milius has worked very hard to keep the organization strong and cohesive. We've had a wonderful experience with networking with the other mansions and giving each other all kinds of help and all kinds of networking opportunities. As a matter of fact, we refer people to the Oheka Castle all the time, and they send people our way for group tours at the Vanderbilt. It's been something that's long overdue, and every year we seem to have wonderful weather and a beautiful setting, and the historic cars are here again, and a great crowd, and it's just a wonderful party atmosphere, and I hope to continue it every year from now on.
And as part of that organization, we're promoting all the major Gold Coast mansions and encouraging people to see all the mansions this month. And if they see 6 mansions this month, they're entered into a drawing at the end of the month. So it encourages people to enjoy the history of Long Island, which is very rich, and to visit these wonderful places along the North Shore of Nassau and Suffolk counties.
Vanderbilt is so much a part of Long Island history. You have to remember the Vanderbilt Motor Parkway, the first international road races ever held in the world. were held here on Long Island, and although they started on the public roads, they moved very, very quickly to the Vanderbilt Motor Parkway. And so he is unique in that sort of situation. You also have out here, if you're going to deal with history, why not deal with one of the great planetariums in the New York area? There is no planetarium outside of the Vanderbilt in Nassau or Suffolk County. So you've got a great time to sort of sneak out to the planetarium. You also can take a tour of the mansion. It is, again, one of the great mansions of the Gold Coast, sort of the F. Scott Fitzgerald, the Great Gatsby era, which is history in and of itself. But you can take a tour of a great mansion, decorated just the way Vanderbilt left it when he gave it to the county in 1950.
Vince Kish, Director of Communications at Old Westbury Gardens, says it's important to remind everyone of the great historical and cultural opportunities available to Long Islanders close to home.
Well, I think that the beginning of, or mid-spring, I should say, into summer, is a time when people should appreciate what we have going on here in Nassau County. There's a tendency for people to act as though Nassau County goes away in May, June, July, and August, and everyone heads out to the Hamptons or back to the city. And part of what we're trying to do with the Gold Coast Mansion Alliance is to let people know we're here, and it's worthwhile to stop here on your way to the Hamptons or just come here specifically. We have a lot of history, a lot of beautiful old mansions, and the gardens in particular are really outstanding.
We would like tours to come to Old Westbury Gardens and the surrounding mansions on Long Island. It's very important for tours to see the history that we have on Long Island. We have many, many beautiful mansions and gardens and historical sites that would be good for you to see.
I think it's doing great. I think Nancy has done a great job, and everyone involved. It's really coming alive. You can see the turnout this year, and I think it's only going to get better as years go on. And I think it's something Long Island really needed to unite all of the properties and to Long Island History Month and kick it off and really turn it into something what Long Island deserves is you know, for this to be all known to the public.
Nancy Leghart from Millneck Manor School for the Deaf says joining their group was a great decision for them since they just renovated their 1920s era mansion, the former Lillian Sefton Dodge Estate, for use as an event center. She says the group really helped guide them in their efforts.
It's so great to be here tonight because last year we really weren't sure how we were going to proceed with our mansion and what we were going to do with it. And being part of the Alliance has given us so many ideas and opportunities to, you know, make the mansion marketable to Long Island. People can come in and do tours, and we're in a really good place right now. We are ready to welcome Long Island and other states and people from around the world. We're very excited.
Oheka owner Gary Milius, who restored Oheka Castle, says he's proud of the work the group has done over the past year to promote and preserve Long Island's historic mansions.
Well, first of all, we're honored to have it here because there are so many great mansions. Not as many left as when they started here, but the few that are left are all grand, and we're proud to be part of that whole group. My daughter Nancy has handled all of this. And it's nice to see the old cars out here and people in their attire, you know, of the time. So it's wonderful.
Perhaps one of the group's most famous supporters is the man who literally wrote the book, in fact, two of them, on Long Island's Gold Coast mansions, Long Island author Nelson DeMille.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote Gold Coast 20 years ago. And, you know, there was a good movement then to preserve the mansions. But I like to think that Gold Coast helped that along, and the sequel to Gold Coast was The Gatehouse, which came out about 3 years ago. And I see that people have more awareness. When I was growing up on Long Island at the time when the mansions were all being torn down, nobody thought about it. But now you have a different situation where we realize that we have lost a lot of our history, but I think we're at a point where we are actually preserving the history now because the awareness is there, hopefully partly because of my book, but also because just people, I think, are looking back at a simpler time. It's kind of fun, and I have to say here that, you know, Gary Milius is Long Island's host. He has hosted so many parties here in Oheka, this grand house, and I remember when he bought it, I don't even know how long ago, and everybody said to him, "Gary, you're making a mistake." And it wasn't a mistake as it turned out. It was actually an act of faith, but it paid off for him, and I think it paid off for all of Long Island.
I'm really proud to see the mansions come together and see how we've grown this past year. And we now have a website and rack cards, and we create events and some excitement together. And it's nice to see. That not only are the mansions excited about it, but the public is excited about it as well. We really want to be the pride of Long Island, and I think we are.
For more information on Gold Coast Mansion's historic Long Island and to find out how you can tour the mansions, go to historiclongisland.com. In Huntington, Chris Collora reporting.